So this is 25% of the overall government tender. Is that correct?
Correct, ma'am. And thank you for having me on your program.
Yeah.
Yes, so the actual allocation amounts to about 25% of the tender.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, when it comes to this bidding process, you're looking at government saying they're saving 2.2 billion rand. I assume this time around they were looking at prices that were lower in the previous round. I mean, are you making good profits out of this?
Well, I think you'd understand that historically the tender business has been a low margin business. It's not like the private sector business, obviously. Number one. Number two, this is really a condition that it's a public health emergency. So clearly when you go into this, there are other considerations beyond just, making huge profits. We are trying to serve, we are trying to live to our core purpose, which is aptly captured in the phrase, none shall be denied. Mm-hmm. And I think this also flows from our history because it is Cipla, our partner in India, who are really responsible for dropping the price of ARVs. If we go back to 2001, you'd find that at the time when ARV therapy cost between $12,000 to $15,000 per patient per year, it was Cipla and the brave announcement of Dr. Hamid that dropped this treatment to less than $1 a day. Mm-hmm. We've continued in that trajectory, not only introducing affordable medicines, but trying to make it better by introducing 6-dose combinations, which obviously lowers the pill burden, improves patient adherence. So this is like the first, we introduced the world's first triple combination, the first pediatric triple combination, and we'll continue to do that as we try to make it better for the patients who are taking this medicines.
Just looking overall, though, I mean, you've got a strong relationship with government. This is not your only contract with the government. Is it lucrative to be doing business with the South African government right now? Because at the end of the day, I suppose you've got shareholders to answer to. Is this a profitable part of Cipla Medpro's growth story?
Yes, I think historically we have not been very strong in the tender business. We have been growing it nicely. We are now sitting at about 25, perhaps 30% of our business coming from state. We clearly need to grow that further to serve the greater public. 1, 2, with NHI coming, I mean, it would be foolhardy not to accept the importance of the public sector business. So we intend to grow that, and we are very, very delighted to be leading suppliers for this particular ARV tender. I must add, though, we are also supplying the state in respiratory. We've held that tender for quite a number of years. We've won it again this year. So when you take the respiratory and the ARV tender, our awards this year total 2 billion, but obviously this tenders run over a 2-year period.
Yeah, let's go back to some other issues around the company's future right now. Cipla India bidding for 51% stake in Cipla Medpro. That's at an R1.45 per share, and analysts have said that's undervalued. I know they've done due diligence on the company. Is it likely that they'll up that offer at this point in time?
I think I'd prefer not to comment on that. I think the board will go through a process. Let me not preempt that. The board will go through a process and talk to shareholders, and it will be taken further. I prefer not to preempt that and make any observations or comments at this stage.
I mean, are there fears, though, that rejecting the offer could jeopardize your supply agreement with them?
I would not subscribe to that view. I think we have a contract, we have a solid relationship, and I have no reason that it will continue well into the future, irrespective of what happens with this particular approach.
Yeah. Okay, well, Dr. Skhumbuzo, you've talked about the importance of having this relationship with government and growing the 35% share that they represent in your business right now. What are the plans to do that apart from the ARV side of the business?
There are obviously quite a number of tenders that government floats from time to time. If I'm not mistaken, there are about 19 or so of them. Oral solid dosage forms, oncology products, the respiratory, which we've been very prominent in, and a host of other products. So what we intend to do, obviously, is to continue to bid for those and hope that we will do well in whatever we bid in. We will continue to try and just beyond what we offer in terms of price, but improve our service offering, working with the healthcare professionals in the hospitals, with the pharmacists, educating, aggressively continue with the medical education program that we've rolled out over the years for the profession, whether in the area of asthma, whether in the area of HIV. We'll obviously continue to build those relationships and call on the hospitals, and in due course, I think we'll increase our team significantly as well to begin to have a more permanent presence, a more robust presence in that sector.